Also, it's like, okay, it is over. You know, you're looking at the person who once ate like a half-eaten ring pop that was sitting on a table at Dragon-Con, and I'm like, I'm doing it.
Oh, jeez.
People are like, don't do that. I might catch an STD. I'm like, from an anime convention? Yeah, right. The most I can catch is like, you know, that disease where you move into your mom's basement and never get a job. I had that one. Then I passed it on to my brother. Yeah, puppet. This is actually my first real panel where I just talk about my series. It's kind of neat, you know? I mean, there was another panel in Sakura-con, but it was even more bizarre, and also I just drew people on my feet and did a puppet show that way. So I guess they're just all puppet shows, aren't they? It was pretty great. People are like, why is she talking to us with her feet? Whatever. I got that Vulcan kind of thing going on there. It really hurts. They're his ears, you know. He needs like a little hat though. Now I'm getting into gang signs. So I told you I'd do it. You know, it's not gross because I don't know who drank out of it. It's gross because I hate Powerade. That's what makes it icky. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up. Okay, you guys, I'm like majorly jet lagged and I haven't slept in 3 days, but I'm so going to do this panel. Like you wouldn't believe. But, yeah, so everybody, I'm assuming, knows who I am here except me, except the baby. Baby doesn't get it. Look at me, he's like, oh my head. God, I could be like chewing on things or staring at things. Hi, baby. What's your name?
Isabel.
Isabel. Oh, you're a girl. You need like a hat.
Yeah. It's the no hair.
Pair of tiny cat ears. You got that Sinead O'Connor kind of look going on. Mom, you're making fun of me. Let's get out of here. So, in case you like wandered in and thought this was the snack bar, I'm Alice and there's no snacks. But there is a Daniel on my hand. So I write Bizenghast. It's a book. I wrote it. Well, I wrote 7 of them. Well, I'm working on the 7th. Right now, my editor's trying to make me get a t-shirt from Saboten. She's like, can you send me one of those t-shirts? They're so cute. I'm like, see what I can do? Question mark. Why don't you get your own and just write to them? Everybody has all these great bags. I don't want those bags.
Oh yeah, it took me forever to find them.
I'm just imagining
They're at
what
information.
my cat could have in that bag. Instead of, you know, methodically digging through my purse. She knows how to unzip my purse. And it's the kind that's like this. Just all night, just... Goes to my other cat. Here, Sevi, roll this chapstick under the couch. Wallet, there it goes. She's never gonna find her passport now. And I never did. The end. Bad kids. I was gonna do it on a Daniel puppet show, but my puppet stage wouldn't go through. They wouldn't let me take it on the plane or on checked luggage. So my Daniel puppet.
That's awesome.
It's really not that great. Okay. Come on in, Chief. Thank you. Nice. Well, it is. It's nice. I like that he showed up. Okay, so does like anybody? It's so great. The last time I did a panel like this, people were like, you know, you weren't at all what I thought you would be like. I'm like, what's that? And they're like, you know, like I just thought you were like a very gothic kind of person with gothic sensibilities. I'm like, I like shoes and SpongeBob. I like you. And they're like, I'm not your fan anymore. You sold out. I'm like, I never bought in. Nobody would let me sell out. That's why I had to work for Tokyo. No. Actually, Bizenghast, I submitted it to Slave Labor Comics at first. And they took a whole year to decide, and they rejected me right after I got tired and submitted it and got it accepted at Tokyo Pop. And then they sent me this letter like, we can't publish this. I'm like, well, now legally you can't, no. And my editor's like, let's put the rejection letter in the front of the book. I'm like, Mark, that's so classless, and you're never going to get anywhere with that attitude. And today, he's the head of Marvel. Yeah, so a lot of people, that's why I wear the sash. It's Barbie 2009. So people don't, you know, come up to me and think I'm gothic, and then I'm like, my life is a malaise and sadness and shopping at Hot Topic and never finding the perfect arm socks. And my mother won't let me smoke cloves. God. I'm not like that. I'm more like, my daddy won't buy me a new car. God. My dad's like, use the Lord's name in vain in my house, sweetie. Sorry. I tire of that chair. I want this chair. There. I can't hold still. Well, I guess I should stand. I'll compromise. Ow, right on my knee. I was taking the trash out, and then that happened. It was so bad it left this like smear of blood on the sidewalk. I was like, ew, what are people gonna think that is when they walk by? Tiny man got run over. What is that? He had a terrible but very brief nosebleed. I was like, I almost feel like cleaning it, but I don't want to scrub the sidewalk because that's weird. Then the cats keep trying to rub their face against it. Pet me or I'll touch your sore knee. So yeah, I'm not very gothic. Surprise! I used to be into J-Rock an awful lot, you know, back, I'm so old. Back before cosplay, well, back when like 1 out of maybe every 50 people at a con cosplayed, and nobody had ever cosplayed Lolita before. I was one of the first people to do it at a con. That's kind of sad. Well, the first American. People were like, "Who are you supposed to be?" I'm like, "I'm Lolita." They're like, "I don't even know what that is. I'm still in the Final Fantasy. It's not Angel Sanctuary. Get out of my face." Stand over there with a 500 front. Euro mix. I'd show you all the moves, but the skirt is too short. But yeah, oh, I got the best story. It has nothing to do with anything. One time, me and my friend Christy, like, she draws Replay. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Replay,
Yay.
Next Exit. We share our brain. It's really weird, but also we share the part of our brain which is very competitive, so sometimes we just stop speaking to each other for years on end. And then we'll be like, oh, hey, I forgot I was completely ignoring you for years on end. Let's go get a sandwich. So, like, yeah, right? Sandwiches.
Yes.
And you know, America runs on sandwiches. Whatever you say, Duncan. Like, the first time that we, like, weren't talking to each other for a year, which was totally hilarious and totally weird. Oh, sorry. There's a guy back there with a camera, and I just wanted to ruin it. Determined to make sure no nice pictures ever reached the internet of me ever. So we were there, and, like, completely... Like, we didn't consult each other because we weren't talking to each other, but we both showed up at AWA 7 in fake J-Rock costumes to see if anybody would call us on it. I got into the masquerade with it. That was great. I'm Akia from Rizal. Go ahead. I would have got a trophy too, but I had something else to do. So I didn't show up. They're like, where were you? And I was like, I took that too far. So we were like wandering around, I'm like, oh my god, Christy, you showed up in a fake J-Rock costume? I showed up in a fake J-Rock costume. She's like, well, I know more about J-Rock, so mine's fakier than yours. And I was like walking around like, doing this crazy costume in a Baroque satin, Party City wig. And this is like my second year of cosplay. And this girl walks up and I was like, she's like, oh, are you from Angel Sanctuary? Because that was the big thing back then. And I was like, oh no, I'm Akia from this J-Rock band Rizal. She goes, and I was like, yeah, you know, they're influenced by Malice Miser. She's like, Marisu Miser. I'm like, where do you want my fist? You get a choice, head or crotch. Actually, I'm moving towards the latter, so I'm pretty sure you're a dude. But I'm like, I'm sorry, they got malicious misery. It's based on English words. Like, yeah, but it's pronounced Marisu Miser. I'm like, oh, well, I guess you probably pronounce Rizal differently too, you know, from my band. And she's like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm like, really? Because I just love them. She's like, yeah, I've seen their stuff. And I'm like, do I tell her now or do I milk it? I'm gonna milk it. I was like, oh, what's your favorite song? And she's like, oh, well, I don't really listen to their stuff, but like I know